Kobe the tortoise had lived longer than anyone could remember. He walked slowly, leaned on his cane, and sat outside his mud hut every evening watching the sun go down. The children of the village said he was older than the baobab tree. Maybe he was. Nobody knew his secret. Then one evening, death came. He did not knock. He did not warn anyone. He simply appeared in the middle of the village as the sky turned red, his black robe dragging across the earth, a scroll of names clutched in his bony hand. People screamed, mothers grabbed their children, chickens flew in every direction, goats ran into the bush. Strong men who had never run from anything in their lives turned and ran. The whole village emptied in seconds. Almost. Kobe did not run. He walked forward slowly, cane tapping the ground, while everyone else rushed past him. The villagers stopped at a distance, torches in hand, watching in disbelief as the old tortoise moved closer to death. Death unrolled his scroll and looked down. "Kobe," he said, "your name is first on this list." The two of them stood face to face beside a small fire. The night was quiet now. Even the wind had stopped to listen. Kobe raised one wrinkled finger. "Before you take me," he said calmly, "answer me one question." Death tilted his head. In all his years of collecting souls, nobody had ever asked him to stop and answer a question. He was curious. "One question," Death agreed. Kobe looked Death straight in the eye sockets and smiled the way only a very old, very wise creature can smile. "Tell me," he said, "have you ever failed, even once?" Death paused. The question was simple, but something about the way the tortoise asked it made Death uncomfortable. "Never," Death finally said. Kobe nodded slowly. "Then you have never learned anything." Silence. Death stood still in the center of the village. The full moon hung above him. The villagers watched from the shadows, barely breathing. Even the dog sat frozen. Death looked at the scroll, then at Kobe, then at the scroll again. No one had ever spoken to him like that, not once in all of time. Death took one slow step toward Kobe, then another. The villagers gripped their torches tighter. Some closed their eyes, but Death stopped. He rolled the scroll closed, tucked it under his robe, and looked at the tortoise for a long moment. "You are not afraid of me," Death said. "I have lived long enough," Kobe replied. "Fear is for those who have not yet truly lived." Death said nothing. He turned slowly and walked away into the dark, his robe fading until there was nothing left but night air and silence. Then someone laughed, then someone else, then everyone. A drum started, then another. The bonfire roared to life, and the whole village burst into celebration. People danced and sang and held each other. Children ran in circles. The elders clapped and stamped their feet on the red earth. And in the middle of it all, old Kobe sat on his stone, tapping his cane gently to the beat, watching his people celebrate the night Death blinked first. The next morning, the village was peaceful again. Smoke rose from cooking fires. A woman balanced a basket on her head. A dog slept in the warm dust. And Kobe sat outside his hut, same as always, watching, smiling. The children came to sit at his feet the way they always did. "Kobe," the youngest one asked, "were you not afraid?" The old tortoise looked out at the baobab tree, standing tall and ancient against the pale morning sky. "The day you stop fearing death," he said quietly, "is the day you finally start living." And in that village, they say Kobe is still there, sitting outside his hut, tapping his cane, waiting for nothing, because he has already won.